Five, three, two, one, boom! We are pulling up in on trench grenade, trench grenade! Pulling up in on trench grenade! We are pulling up in on trench grenade, trench grenade! Pulling up in on trench grenade!
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you're all having a wonderful night tonight. Tonight, we are going to be pulling the proverbial pin on the trench grenade. And joining me is Mr. Richard. How's your night going?
Wonderful. I hope everybody's having a good day. I am stoked.
Fantastic. So this is actually more of a tongue-in-cheek stream more than anything. Trench made a video on us the other day, giving us some pointers and whatnot, and we kind of made it through it a little bit last stream before we were rudely interrupted by our guests showing up. How rude of them to do that. But tonight, we are going to be going through the video on Mr. Trench Grenade and seeing how that goes. All right. Let me pull this up real fast. Is there anything you want to say before we get going, Richard? Because you were actually called out by name in this.
I was, and I was, it was a little bittersweet because I was proud to at least be of the great ranks of GBRS and PSA and Valhalla guys. So I thought that was, raising my stature in the community a little bit. So that was nice. But it was a little awkward to have someone send me a video and then I open it and it's me talking. That was a little strange.
Yeah. You're the highlight of the video.
Yeah. So I figured we'd have a little fun with it.
All right, here we go.
Holding all over it. Is this a foregrip on the end? What is this?
Oh, I should warn you guys. The first 3 minutes of this video are very strange. There's lots of strange things being said and interesting analogies for the first 3 minutes. So the cringe levels are going to be a little high. So depending on your tolerance, just be forewarned. The first 3 minutes of this video are, there's something.
Hold on, wait a second.
Right?
Wait, Hello?
No, that was me in the video saying, wait a second.
Sorry, I literally thought that was you. That's funny. All right, starting again.
Holding all over it. Is this a foregrip on the end? What is this?
Hold on, wait a second.
Right?
Does that mean the Kurt Cobain Shotgun Edition has a lip zone? Sorry, too soon?
Oh, at least that was a good joke. Fantastic joke.
I thought it landed well.
It's good to put that one in there.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Trench Grenade channel. I am your host, the Average Focus Trip Channel Evaluator that your mom said that we have at home. Thanks for watching. Guys, the purpose of today's video is we're going to be discussing and evaluating the Focus Trip channel. And I'm going to give you guys...
So this is his first point, just blared up on the screen. Actually, somebody put something really funny in the Discord that I should have put on here. Damn it, I should have saved it. But anyways, he says, forgot to mention this later. All guests should be forced to have camera on as a prerequisite to be on the live stream show, including Richard, all caps. Sir, you have to have your camera on to be on this show.
Well, my camera is on. That's me
that's
right now.
That's literally you.
That's literally me.
That is literally you right now.
Yep, that's me.
Yeah, but I wasn't aware that that was a prerequisite on my show, but we'll see.
I wasn't aware either, and had I known, I wouldn't have invited on Ivan. Sorry, Ivan, we can't have you back on, buddy. PSR, even though your camera is on, you're not showing your face, so that's basically the same thing. So, sorry, can't come back on anymore, guys.
Yep. Richard is done. Friendship terminated with Richard.
I'm fired.
What I like, what is good about the channel, what he does well but needs to improve, what I would like to see in the future, and 4 major goals that I think he should take on if I was him to make the channel a little bit better. Now, why is this video happening? Because a lot of guys think his channel is the beacon of hope in the gun community. They think that he is the hope in the darkness, the light in the tunnel. He is Gandalf riding down the mountain with his live streams to expose the Urukai, aka the Iraq veteran 8888 PSA shills.
I do think that is funny mental picture, just some like disheveled Iraq veteran 8888, you know, in like some Urukai armor or something, just like crawling around or whatnot. That is a funny mental picture, but that is a very strange analogy to what I do on this channel.
Very.
Yeah, it doesn't stop there though.
That are in the formation, the PSA Jackal, nothing fancy enjoyers out there. He is going to expose the drunken X-ray alpha on a random Saturday night and all of the things along the way. So you guys will just have to get down in the comment section and post your current thoughts. Is Focus Trip's channel the beacon in the darkness? To
No, just type a 2 in chat. No. I review stuff, I call people out, and most importantly, I let people speak. Like when he mentioned the X-ray alpha thing going off on that live stream drunk, like I didn't expose X-ray alpha, right? He did all that himself.
Yeah,
I was
he
just
kind
there.
of got drunk and showed up on his own. I didn't think that was anything that you had to do. I think he's just a little bit upset that you didn't step in and say, "Hey, don't be a drunk."
Yeah, I mean,
what do you do at that point? At that point, it's already off the rails. All you can do is sit back and watch and eat your popcorn.
Yep. All right, let's go. Oh my gosh, Logan for $4.99 says, "Thank you, Mr. Gandalf, savior of GunTube." Now, fortunately, most people don't even know who I am, which makes my life considerably easier.
Well, that's one of the
Somebody,
reasons. Oh, go ahead.
no, go for it.
That's one of the reasons why I wanted to keep my camera off, at least for a little while. That allows me some anonymity still when I go into some of these places, gun shows, gun stores, when I talk to people. They have no idea who I am and that I have any association with this.
Tusk the Third says, "Horrific tattoos. Can you use your GI Bill for tat removal?" Ouch, man. Right,
I think SDI has a course on laser engravers, so if you're very careful, maybe.
Oof. I don't know about that one. That's above my pay grade. But maybe if you spent $25,000 at SDI, you could figure out how to do that.
You could get your
Probably
start
a good business.
in tattoo removal.
Yeah. Bomani Igloo for $5. I was going to get to it, but it just wasn't topical. Says, "How will this help Israel 1.0 and Ukraine, Israel 2.0?" That's a good question. Honestly, you should just donate directly to them. I think that is the most beneficial. But your tax dollars do that already. So congratulations.
From the FUDs out there, the hope in the gun community to give us a real take, long form content from live of the few people we've been following in the gun community and the gun space here on YouTube that is, kind of dried up and turned kind of fuddy and very shilly here recently? Or is he a beacon in the darkness to lead us to salvation?
Nope. Again, that's very weird. I just do a live stream and I'm honest in videos, which makes people very angry.
I don't think you're a beacon, a light in the darkness. If anything, maybe like a dimly lit Christmas bulb.
It's like that meme. It's the light at the end of the tunnel, but it's just a freight train. I think there's a Metallica song about that. Anyways,
let me know. Is he a Joe Rogan wannabe, or is he the one?
I don't want to be Joe Rogan. I think I made this joke last time, but I think I am at least 2 Joe Rogans tall. For a short guy, I think I'm at least 2 Joe Rogans tall.
One that will ultimately save the gun community. I look forward to reading those spicy comments down below. Like I said, guys, if you want to support the channel, you like the video, that you can do that right now. It's a free concept that helps out more than you know. You can comment your thoughts on the Focus Strip channel prior to me telling you my thoughts here in about 15 seconds. And if you want to help with the future burn downs that are going to be happening with the Ruger RXM, the PSA Dagger, and probably a ton of other guns in the future, both rifles, we'll probably test out the Jack.
Before we keep going any further, Hop has a very important policy update. We have a no nimming policy on the books. All that remains is to actually enforce it. That's very correct. If everyone could go ahead and type out kick NIMDA in the chat, that would be fantastic. Just remember that we have a no nimming policy here. Terribly Tactical for $5 has a very spicy super chat. Says, tell Stench I got Nighthawk over here playing with my Wilson Combat, if you know what I'm saying. Just kidding. She's hideous. Well, that was not very nice of you, Mr. Terribly Tactical, sir. But thank you for the $5.
I think she's more of an evening osprey than a nighthawk, but I'm no expert.
What? I've never heard that before. Evening
okay.
osprey. All right.
Jackal, the PSA Jackal. We'll probably test out a couple other rifles along the way, and that'll be the future of the channel moving forward, as well as some of these spicier takes, like talking about Focus Strips live stream and review videos. Okay, so thanks for doing all that. I'll leave links for everything down below, as well as Focus Strips channel if you want to go over there and support him. Now, first I want to discuss the things he does good. So like I said, we're going to discuss things he does good, things he does well but can improve, what I'd like to see in the future, and 4 major goals that I do think he should take on to make his channel.
All right. Let me get out a notepad here.
Oh, I have my notepad written out here. I
no, but
made
I
notes.
want to put it on screen for everybody so that I can show
So
everybody.
Point to it.
Yes, point to it. Let me see. Untitled notepad. That's the one, I think. All right. All right. So I got 4 points. You guys are going to see how bad I type now. All right.
Let's see. Can we pull that in a little bit tighter?
No, literally not possible.
That's what she
Actually
said.
don't know how to do that. All right, moving on. Now that we got that set up, which surely will not take way too much time to implement it for a silly gag.
Channel better. Now, all of this is spurring from some good ideas that he gave me and some things that I'm going to be changing about my own channel moving forward that I think can make it better, that some of which came from Mr. Focus Trip. So thank you, sir. One of the
And now, to be clear, like me and him talked back and forth a little bit when the Valhalla VFT made their video on him that absolutely blew up. That thing did like 250,000 views, making fun of Trench Grenade. So we did talk about that a little bit, and I gave him some pointers. And now he's just doing the same to me, which is totally fine and makes for some fun back and forth. Jake had a good point, though. For $4.99, thank you very much, sir. He says, the only savior is King Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior. Don't forget that, boys. Also, Trench is cringe. Got to throw in the jab right there at the end. You guys are not nice. Friend for $9.99, thank you very much, sir. Hello, Focus. Is we talking about nimming? You should ask Nimda what happened with that woman and that AK-104. See, the thing is, I already know what happened. No matter what Nimda says about that situation, we know that that was premeditated murder. So, again, you can comment kick Nimda in the chat down below.
Rip.
One of the things he told me is I need to, during these 1,000-round reviews, actually incorporate some drills, like, 1 reload 1s, build drills, shoot 2, or doubles on different targets, shoot 2, move, and shoot 2 at a new target. You name it, right? Mozambique, you name the drill. We'll be shooting more drills here on the channel during the 1,000-round burndowns. But now it's my chance to give him some direct feedback, but I think you guys might enjoy it. I think he might enjoy it. I think he might be able to actually digest this better if he ever sees this, rather than just reading a text, right? So from buddy to buddy, here's what I think you do good. Here's what I think you can do well but improve, and things you do kind of poorly. So let's get into it. Things you
Yeah, so this is we're just going over the critique video. Somebody said in the chat, why are you so butthurt about this? I'm literally not butthurt about this. This is fun, right? We're going to talk about it, make jokes back and forth, point out what we do poorly, what we could do better on. It's all fun and games.
do good. You give guests a opportunity to speak that is long format, relatively uninterrupted, and somewhat guided during the approach. You have a variety of guests on, and you let them talk. Right now,
Very much so. Yeah, I wouldn't even say that they're somewhat guided. Sometimes they're completely unguided. Like sometimes I'll prep a list of topics for people to chat about, and then they just they don't want to do that. So we just talk about all sorts of random things. But it's
Yeah,
all good.
that does kind of happen sometimes, but I have to ask, have you seen the Colt All-American 2000?
Unfortunately, I spent about well, not unfortunately, it was a fun discussion, but yeah, I think we spent about 30% of that stream talking about the Colt All American 2000, which is apparently a fantastic handgun. So I should
Well,
pick one up.
I am going to find one now. I am going to find one. But yeah, just a perfect example of that. We had a few things we wanted to talk about, and they got on, and it just went completely off the rails, and we had a wonderful conversation.
Right.
And everybody loved it. If you go through the comments, I encourage everybody in here to go back and check the comments. Everybody was in there was saying that was one of the best episodes yet. They were just happy to have a conversation and have a good time.
Dude, putting Hop and Matt in the same live stream together, talking about guns they like and don't like, would be like I would pay money, pay-per-view money for that.
Ooh,
Yeah.
ooh.
Let's
Hop,
set that up sometime. That sounds like a good show.
you get in touch with Hop, and I will contact the boys.
All right, let's roll.
that's going to lead into some of the things you can do better. But right now, the thing you're doing good is giving people a platform, giving them an opportunity to share their opinions, whether it be regarding training, whether it be regarding gear, you name it, or a specific product, or maybe a legal issue that happened, or maybe something deeper or something funny like Tim Kennedy, because we all know he's an idiot, right? So whether it be something funny like a YouTuber or a personality that has gone astray, or training or a certain product, you do a good job of bringing on people to discuss that. The platform overall is good. The review content is okay. And it
Just okay. Damn it. I love
Mid.
my review content. My review content's my favorite content. Damn it. It's the
It
stuff I
is
put the most
mine
work
too.
into. Unbelievable.
It's just mid.
Anyways, let's continue. I'm sure there's going to be some really fun things to say.
does get clear, concise guidance and straight to the point with B-roll in the background. So those are the things you're doing good. So keep all those things. Some things that I think you should do better or that you do well but can improve. Okay. Having Richard present is good, but I do feel that is very distracting that your co-host and editor has their camera off. So keep Richard, but I do recommend having them show their face. It is very distracting to see camera, no face, right? So I do feel that all guests should share their camera. That should be
I disagree. If somebody doesn't want to share their camera, it's fine. I know what Richard looks like. In fact, there's a Richard jump scare in a live stream from a couple weeks ago. So if you really want to know what Richard looks like, he's just the
I am
normal
out there.
dude.
I
Yeah.
am out there. Now,
But
I
yeah, it's
can.
not distracting. Now, Richard, I do want to say that just wanting you on the live stream but showing your face is an improvement from people wanting you killed and thrown off the live stream. So there
It is.
is positive movement there.
Any growth is good growth.
Yeah, so it's positive. We're trending in a good direction here.
a prerequisite to be on the live stream. Like I said, keep Richard in the stream, but he needs to share his face. If sharing your face is a problem, I think they should not be on the show. Just my 2 cents, right? Plan guests more, give people more predictability. So announce what guests are going to be gone. Maybe even upload, okay, this going live in 4 days, this going live in 3 days. You know what I mean? Have the actual video up so guys can build hype, or make a community post talking about what guests are going to be coming on what date. Now,
I think there is probably some truth to that. Like, there are times where I have no idea who's coming on the show next, or when I'm streaming next, or when the next video is going out. So, like, I feel like I should be more organized in my own life in general, not just with the live streams and stuff like that. But also, guests are not always easy to line up. I also
That-
don't like to plan things out too far, so it's a whole mess of my personal personalities and scheduling issues. Yeah, all sorts of
and
fun stuff.
it doesn't help that I can't tell time.
You know, I wasn't going to say that, but I mean, that would be of some assistance. Andrew Vachon for $4.99 says, wow, I've been sending gear to someone whose reviews are only okay. What am I doing? Man, you really need to rethink your life. We're not even showing our faces on stream. How could you support us, sir? Shipping out the mall and Night Force tomorrow, by the way. Andrew Vachon, absolute Chad mad lad, giving me content for all of you guys out there for free, by the way, via his hard work. So thank you very much, Andrew. Greatly appreciated, sir. And John Shepard for $2 says, dollars. I have nothing to add. Well, you did, in fact, add something, and I appreciate it. Thank you, sir. All right, let's keep going.
Now, if guests drop out, that should be something that you share. Hey,
Perlenbacher. That's mean. If Focus needs everyone to have cameras, Trench needs a voice actor so we don't have to listen to his lisp. That's just mean. He's a drill instructor. He yells all day. Although, one thing I do want to say that is funny, right? Every time I've ever chatted with Trench, it's a perfectly pleasant conversation, very chill, very laid back. But in the back of my mind, I'm like, this guy yells for a living, and it never comes across whenever I actually talk to him. So I know somewhere in there's a switch where he goes from normal haha dude to drill instructor, right? And it's like I find that funny. And he has kind of a baby face, right, where he looks very young, and so I don't get it when I'm looking at him, like this guy's gonna like choose somebody out or something.
What, the baby face? No.
He's got a baby face. Yeah, he's got a baby face. It's fine. I have a baby face. When I'm clean shaven, I have a baby face. I don't mind. All right.
hey, if this guest dropped out, super inconvenient. If they drop out multiple times, that should be something you should take note of. If you're not doing that already, well, start doing that, right? But yes, plan guests, upload it, have a schedule so guys can have some predictability, and it'll also help with your view numbers because.
All right, let me very quickly. Again, this gag will surely not get old very quickly. Is that the right one? Okay, number one is don't be retarded. Okay. Point number one. Now that's going to be probably the hardest one, honestly. So we'll come back to that.
It'll get guys hyped up. So that's going to include you are going to have to be more involved in the community. And I know live streams aren't the only thing you do, but for the live streams, that's something you're going to have to do. Be confident. Whenever you have a guest that is going against your belief system or going against what you actually feel, you need to be more confident and share those thoughts with them. So I know you've already started doing this a little bit, but I'd like to see you have more of a firm stance in your viewpoint whenever things are getting brought up, and directly go against the guest, right? If it's just you and the guest, you need to go against them. You need to push them and challenge them a little bit.
I think that's fair. There are again, my usual approach is just to let people talk, because it usually goes, the more somebody speaks, the more they expose themselves for what they truly believe and what they truly think, right? So usually that's my strategy, is just to let them go.
Usually works. And the other thing is we don't even censor the live chat. So why would we step in and censor our guests?
And I mean, I've been aggressive with people on the stream before, but yeah, it's not my. What the heck was that? It's not my usual. Yeah, we heard that. I don't know what that was, but.
Oh wow. Okay. Sorry.
I don't know what that was, but yeah, that was loud.
I wasn't aware that was actually coming through.
Yeah, just a little bit. It hadn't done that before, so whatever that was, just don't do that again or mute yourself when you do it.
Okay.
More than you have been, right? Be the host. It's your channel. It's your show, right? Okay. In the future, things I'd like to see in the future. Interesting guests with opposing viewpoints on at the same time. Now, I know you've tried to do this with some of the Trigger, Fallout guy.
TriggerCon. No. Alex. Yeah. Alex was an interesting one because I got him on the show, but he wouldn't talk about anything. So I just let him talk for 30 minutes, which was boring. That was very boring. Before, I was kind of hyping it up. I was expecting to be able to go more aggressively or whatnot, but he just wouldn't have been on the show. So that was a compromise and kind of boring. So that one there, I 100% agree with. I wish that one could have been redone more aggressively, for sure.
Unfortunately,
that happened
he
with
spoke to his lawyer, quote unquote.
Right. Yeah.
some of the legal battle going there. You inadvertently did it with X-Ray Alpha, Brass Facts, and that whole deal, right? But have opposing viewpoints on at the same time, build hype,
The quality just dipped to 144. Damn.
and let them speak individually, and then give your take near the end of the video or throughout the video, and be very confident in your opinion. If you don't have one, you should develop it prior to those guests coming on. Now, there is a difference between facilitation and joining in the fight, but many a times it is sometimes, I would say it is sometimes viewed that you ride the fence between the two lines. Pick one and go with it, especially if you're in the conversation, not just facilitating, especially when it comes to hot takes. Okay. Now, moving forward, some things that I do think some credit, some ideas for guests. Okay, so you've discussed Tim Kennedy, you've had Matt Pranka, and you've discussed Iraq veteran 8888. Some interesting guests might be Lucas Bakken. Now, I want to put it.
I've had Lucas on the show.
Yeah, that
before.
was.
He's in the chat every now and again. We chat every now and again. I like Lucas. I like a lot of what he does. I like his company. His brother Isaac's very nice as well. Got the opportunity to meet him at SHOT Show. I'm not sure about this one because I literally have already had Lucas on, and I could get him back on again if we had something good to talk about. I'm sure Lucas would give up some time.
So just to be clear, so far we have. I need to be on camera, which my baby face is on camera here. You can see it there with me and my fine little Mustang. Then the other issue was the live streams not pushing back on people, but we let the chat push back and we let the conversation go where it goes. The third issue was not having people on like Lucas Botkin, but we have Lucas Botkin on. The other one was we didn't promote who's going to be on. Sometimes we can't do that because we don't know if they've been confirmed yet.
Like sometimes people just say no, or they say yes and then never respond again. So that's always fun.
There have been a couple instances of that. And then there is other instances where we don't want to show our hand and possibly receive a cease and desist before we can have the stream and get the information out.
Yeah, more on that later. But let's keep rolling.
Asterisk on that, and something you can do better / something that you should consider for your channel. You sometimes allow guests to join midstream, mid discussion. Now, for the more serious discussions,
sorry, did I not hear what he said there?
Consider for your channel, you sometimes allow guests to join midstream, mid discussion. Now, for the
correct. Yeah, I mean, like I could have like 12 people hop in here right now to go over this video. It wouldn't be a problem. I mean, if it was really truly interrupting a stream or like I was using it to gang up on somebody, I think there's a better point there. But like this is essentially a hangout session with chat with a video to go over or like a topic, right?
There's certain instances like what we'll see later where it's just easier to go ahead and play the video, do a live reaction, and then clip out of that later versus record it and try and edit it all together. Right? Just set it up and go. Kind of like what he's doing here, except for we put a little bit of back research before we do that. Whereas he just, I think, turns the camera on and starts speaking.
Yeah.
He scribbles out some notes on a piece of paper and then reads the notes. I think that's about it.
And I mean, to be one tip that I would give to Trench or basically anyone, right, is just that if you're going to be editing a video, just cut out the little pauses and goofs and gaffs, and you can trim like a 15-minute video down to like 8 or 9, and it's a much more enjoyable listen. That's what I would say. Here, actually, let me see if I can find it. Is it going to show up? It's probably not going to show up in chat. Lame.
more serious discussions, which is a lot of them on your channel, whether you know it or not, allowing a guest like Lucas Botkin to join midstream, mid argument, mid debate, I should say, not argument, but debate, is not conducive to a debate style environment. It
Well, I think Trench might have actually. Now that I think about that, that was kind of bad. Although Lucas reached out to me and wanted, I forget how that went. Whether I reached out to him or whether he reached out to me wanting to come on the stream. But that I
Uh,
guess you could see that. No, I'm looking at it from Trench's perspective. To have Lucas Botkin come on the stream and then be opposed to Trench, basically, because he was definitely on Matt's side in that. So that
yes,
could be viewed as like
Lucas was in
bringing somebody
chat.
else on. He
He
was.
was
He was.
in chat on that video, and he was commenting, and I believe he reached out to you to
Well,
say, "Hey,
he was also messaging me while that stream was going on, and he was kind of
yeah,
going after me as well for that and in DMs. So, but I could see how from Trench's perspective that would be seen as like me bringing somebody else on to gang up on Trench, right? Which is unfair. So in that instance where literally I had zero control of that stream, that was a bad call on my part. I think that's fair to say. But that whole stream was a disaster, 100%. And that is on me at the end of the day because it's my stream. So it's my fault for not knowing half the people there and for agreeing to have them on without a real topic or understanding of how things were going to go. So that's definitely on me.
I thought it was great."
Well, of course, the chat thought it was entirely too entertaining, but yeah, the autism wars, as some might say, chaos is the style. Huh. All right.
it can be viewed as you're just allowing heavy hitters to sway the conversation. So just understand that about the
Yeah, and I think that's a fair point. Again, I think Trench is making a fair point from his perspective with that specific instance there.
situation moving forward. Whoever the preset guest list is, they are the preset guests are the guests. Don't allow people to join midstream. And I'm guilty of joining midstream on your show before. Okay. So don't allow that to happen. And that is something I would steer away from. I would recommend bringing on some of the more historic dinosaur channels, such as Colion Noir, Nut and Fancy, Military Arms.
Colian Noir would not do well here.
Didn't he just say something about historic channels?
Well, I think he just means like some of the OGs. Colian Noir would not do well.
Everyone knows Colion's a shill. Like, I don't think it's any secret at this point.
I'm pretty sure, like maybe this is a stretch, but I'm pretty sure the chat would just pay me to say slurs to Colian while he's on, as they are doing right now in the chat.
Yeah,
All right.
and that was
All right.
another thing that he had an issue with. But you know what?
Well, again, that's a different thing.
My issue with Colion was that he came from NRA first and then started doing the YouTube gun tuber stuff. It's like, no, you were anti-gun and then you went to work for the NRA claiming that you're just, no. I won't go off on a Colion rant right now. Well,
Yeah.
that's another day.
I did try and watch one of his videos the other day because I hadn't seen him in like years. And dude, it's so bad.
I can't.
It's so
I can't
bad.
do it.
Yeah. Anyways.
Channel, Honest Outlaw.
Oh, also, Nut and Fancy did respond to me, and he said he would look into it. So that's close to a yes. That's close to a yes. Give me a little while. I will get Nut and Fancy on this channel live with some of the best other YouTubers, and we will have a discussion for like 2 hours. Okay, that's something. That's the 2025 goal.
My 2025 goal is to eventually get Ian McCollum on for at least a half an hour.
I could get Ian on.
I would love to get Ian on for a half an hour or an hour. That would be
what if I got
amazing.
Ian and Carl on the same stream
to debate?
No, just like don't tell the other one that they're both coming on at the same time.
Oh, that would be. I can see how that would go. Carl would rage quit and then call you names.
Yeah. That would be another disaster. We'll probably won't do that.
No, I wouldn't do that to Ian.
Yeah.
Such Double Out and position these people and put.
Such Double Out would be fantastic to talk to because I would love to ask him about his review process and some relationships he has with certain companies. That would be fun.
Give them a platform where they can try to explain. Not all these people are guilty of this, but a lot of them are guilty of some shillery happening. We've all seen it. capitalism is a real thing, but shilling is something else entirely. We all know Such Double Ot has never had a bad review. We all know Iraq veteran 8888 shoots 15 bullets out of a gun and gives his review on it on the flat range. Among other things, we know Nuttin Fancy is a PSA enjoyer, and we know Luke.
Sorry, I got distracted there. That was rough. I
did.
hate that. So you have a popper on the left, right, that you got to start with and then work your way across for this qualification. That sucks to miss the first shot and then halfway transition, go back, miss again, and then finally hit it on. That just sucks. That's not, it happens to everybody, but it's a terrible feeling when you do that.
Among other
And
things, we know
he
Nuttin Fancy
intentionally
is a
picked this?
PSA enjoyer, and we know
Well, I mean, he uploaded it, so he had to know. But yeah, it's a little. It happens to everybody, right? It's gonna happen. You're gonna flub it once, twice, third, fourth, and then eventually get it. But it's a terrible feeling, right?
I
among
understand
other
that.
things, we know Nuttin Fancy is a PSA enjoyer, and we know Lucas Bakken had that hot take about not training civilians because they're harder to train, even though he's literally a civilian. So just some things to think about there. Okay, 4 key points, right? 4 key points, and I've already given a bunch of points, right, about other things, but here's the 4 things that I would change if I was focused.
Whoa.
Oh, what? So
Hold
I didn't
on.
need to. Gosh dang it!
Go back to that real quick, please.
What is number 1? I already wrote down number 1. Gosh dang it! 5 points.
Well, you failed at number 1.
Well, yeah, but there's still 4 more. Oh no! Tusk the third for 100 for 199 says tattoo artist. You sure, man? Oh, that's good. That's good. That was a fantastic 199 laugh, sir. I appreciate that. Thank you. Anyways, so
I just want to go back to that. Something's well, I guess baby grenade is about proportionate here. I'm going to assume the guy on the right is a normal sized
actually,
human.
yeah. What? This is a weird looking image. He looks, unless that guy is a monster. Wow.
Nope.
I didn't even
I'm
notice
going to go. Trench is 4'11".
Bro, there's no way. There's no way. I
Yep,
need to ask him how tall he is. Bro,
those
that's
are not 55-gallon barrels sitting in front of him. They're 25.
Bro, that RSO must be like 8 feet tall. That is insane.
So I just gotta. Is the course of fire set to where you have to shoot between the gaps, or since he's so tall, can he just like reach over and Chicago style it?
Top. I'd have to read the rules for this competition, but I would imagine that's frowned upon.
Well, he makes up the rules at this point, doesn't he?
For this much, dude, I don't know. I don't want to. Let's grab these real fast though. Tusk the third for $4.99 says, "Doesn't it suck when you break off a turd too early and you'll be wiping the rest of the day?" Yep, that is the worst part of my evening every time. Tyler McIntyre for $5 says, "DB Cooper and I agree. Trench is an actual R3 tard." Well, all right. Well, thank you very much for the $5, sir. And you and DB Cooper can have your opinions. Charles Reeves for $20 says, "To be honest, I dig Focus's channel and him a person. As a person? Well, you don't know me, so that's a bold statement, but thank you for the $20. Richard is not my favorite. Aw. But you don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. To each their own."
Well,
Thank you very much for the $20. That is very generous of you, sir. We greatly appreciate it.
I appreciate it, and to let you know, I'm not my favorite either. I'm really not.
We all got lots to work on. So, Mace fell out the window for $5. Says, "When you get the chance, can you Google Michelle?" Oh no, what is this? Michelle Zachko? Oh no. Michelle Zaj. Oh, I know this. I do know this. Yes. This is a wild story. If you guys ever want to look into this is like a trans murder death cult. I'm not even joking. It is an absolutely wild story. Wild story. You probably don't even want to know. But
yeah, That's what I
That
thought.
could be a stream all unto itself, a literal trans murder death cult thing going on.
Ooh, maybe we
That
should do
is,
that on the second channel.
it might be a good primary channel topic. It is crazy, especially since we can talk about Carl Casarda and Micah Mayfield going at it with each other in
Is
regards to certain individuals and firearms. So
is that topic still taboo in the eyes of YouTube?
that's a good question. I'm not sure. I'm not sure how that would do on a live stream.
I just figured if we were going to take a strike, it might as well be on this
yeah,
the Twitch channel.
that's true, yeah. All right, Jake for 199 says we need Isaac Borkin in the stream. He's a great. I agree. But we'd have to have like an actual topic. I wouldn't just want to waste somebody's time. It's like let's talk about something that's actually important to people and is going to help people out. Not
You
just
mean
like, hey, can we point and laugh at you or whatever it happens to be for like 90 minutes? Like that's not quite as fun.
Talk about something important like the Colt All-American 2000.
Ooh, we could probably do that. Retarded people for 199 says, hey, don't drag us into this. You guys are very fast with your account names. Retarded people again says he's not one of us. We have standards. All right, retards out there, retards anonymous. An axe to grind 199 says nice to see more trans men getting into firearms. Yeah. And axe, he's always on. All right.
Strip, and I was looking at myself like a bird's eye view, kind of like how you gave me some pointers on my channel. The things I would recommend changing are as follows. Guys, if you got this far, like the video, comment down below your thoughts, and make sure you're actually subscribed to the Focus Strip channel if you want to support monetarily for any reason.
Sorry, somebody is still pointing it out in chat. This is such like the same thing that I did with Garantham at SHOT Show, that picture of him that was floating around that I took. He's getting mogged hardcore by the RSO here.
There'll be links down below. Okay, the 4 things where I think you can improve majorly, and it will drastically improve the quality of your content overnight.
That's not good.
LARP more and longer form content.
Well, these guys.
It just got worse
in the
for
back
him.
aren't too much. I mean, they're all taller than him, but not too much taller. Like that guy is just a monster. That guy in the middle, absolutely a monster. But let's back it up a few seconds so I can actually read this.
The Strip channel, if you want to support monetarily for any reason, there'll be links down below. Okay, the 4 things where I think you can improve majorly, and it will drastically improve the quality of your content overnight. LARP more and longer form content in your gear out in a field environment. Don't be afraid to post a long form content of you rucking somewhere, setting up a lean-to, discussing some a chest rig, some body armor, how it does. Don't just shoot every video with B-roll. Shoot some.
Yeah, I need you to go out and to -6 degrees Fahrenheit, set up the cameras, ruck all day, set up your little lean-to, and then do your filming and talking in -6 degrees.
LARP. Yeah, ruck and LARP more. I'm a one-man show, so that's not always the most fun thing to do. And like when I am actually like doing a ruck with like other people, like we're not filming. Like there's no cameras around. People don't even have their cell phones most of the time. But when I'm out testing like guns or whatnot, like rucking is kind of irrelevant when it comes to most of the stuff that I talk about. I mean, unless it's like a pack, like a dedicated ruck pack, it's completely irrelevant to whatever happens, whatever the video I'm making is like making a lean-to out in the South Dakota wilderness. It's like, well, actually, no, I just need to get home to my family. So I'm not like camping overnight by myself out in the grasslands,
Right.
Now, again, that's perfectly fine content to make if it's relevant to what you're talking about. Like if Brass Facts is talking about a certain pack or, a piece of kit or a shelter, because I think they just did a video talking about their different like sleeping setups and whatnot. Like obviously that's super important to actually show like what it looks like and get out there and test it so you can accurately describe how comfy it is or its durability or whatnot. So that sort of stuff is super important. When I'm reviewing an optic, like it's not relevant. It's not relevant.
So if you guys are into the whole camping thing, and you're looking to see some of the gear tested, Outdoor Boys, ran by a guy named Luke. I can't remember his last name right now, but he's all over YouTube. He is one of the craziest son bitches out there. He goes out into extremely harsh conditions and tests all of these different equipment, and a lot of them fail on him. A lot of them end up like, yeah, he gets himself into some precarious situations, like freezing up his motor out in the middle of the wilderness and having to start a fire underneath of it to warm up the oil enough to be able to get it started. Like, just absolutely crazy. But he does test a lot of the gear, and a lot of the stuff fails on him, and when he gets good stuff, he actually calls it out. So it's, if you're into that kind of stuff, go check it out. It's a good watch.
Yeah. And again, there's great content for that style of thing, and that's not what I do on this channel for the most part. Not saying I would never do that in the future. I might, but it's just not really what I do right now.
Right. When your kids get old enough and they might actually be able to come out and go camping with you, that might be a better option. But right now,
yeah, 100%.
no audio. Just watching them run the drills. Yo. Focus trip dead.
What did I do? Uh-oh. What happened?
You zoned out and then we got no audio.
Did I?
Yeah.
Uh-oh. I'm sorry. How far back should I go? Am I muted? No, I'm not
Yeah,
muted.
but we didn't have any.
How can you guys not hear it? Oh, shoot. That I know why. My bad. 100% my bad. Tab. Yeah, 100% my bad. Yeah, sorry. Sorry, guys. With StreamYards, you have to share the window, or sorry, the tab, not the window. Sorry, I had that backwards. 100% my bad. So we'll just run that back for a few seconds, okay?
You in a tactical, I guess, you in a LARPing environment in front of the camera is going to benefit you a lot. And do a long form review. More long form reviews in front of the camera become more personable, because if people just see you as the guy that's doing the live stream, which is a lot.
Wait, did he just call me impersonable? That's not very nice.
What a lot of people already view you as is the live stream guy, not the reviewer. I know it's not accurate, but it is a thing. If you get out there, LARP more in the woods, in the mountains with your kit, long form content, reviewing a gear or reviewing a piece of gear that will help you greatly. Okay, so LARP more, longer format, be more personable. It will do better things, right? Next, compete.
Well, actually, so the first point was, if we pull it up, Ruck and LARP more, show my face more on camera. I mean, I do. Obviously, this is a joke right now that I have my camera off, right? Because he told Richard to have his camera on or get off the live stream. But, like, I don't know. If it's not important to the video, you guys staring at my face, I feel like you'd rather see either the gun shooting or you'd rather see B-roll of it and at least have something nice to look at. So for me, I try to show as little of myself as possible because I shouldn't be relevant to the video.
That's how I felt. What I look like is not relevant to the conversation or the topic at hand.
And now the way I've kind of structured my videos is I usually just cut to my face when I'm telling a joke, which is somewhat relevant on like my facial expression and tone. So now that's why I show my face when doing it.
The
Right.
deadpan jokes are great.
Yeah, so that's more important, right? Because if I hide that behind B-roll, it might not hit the same way. So again, I don't know. And I also, yeah, I'm on camera for several hours every week if you guys want to see me and chat with me. So
yeah, that's kind of how I feel. Is people want to talk with me directly, they can come and hang out in the Discord or whatever. And some of the guys out there from the Discord, they know what I look like.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, there is actually a timestamp. If you go back a few live streams, you can figure out what Richard looks like. It's not a secret.
We're not going to mention it. You have to go through and watch all the live streams, and I'm only up for about a half of a second. So you have to watch all of them.
That's actually a good point. I probably put more Hop's face in videos than my own. if I have a joke or something in there, or he says something, I can meme a little bit. But
Hop's a good looking dude.
Yeah, too. Something original XX says for $2. I'm a nobody. Can I hop on stream? Not this one, but I do appreciate it. Thank you for the $2. You know, if you hop in the Discord chat and hang out, and you know, there's a good chance that you can come on a what do we call the streams where we do a lot of random things, like a variety show? I'll have other people on a variety show. I don't mind, as long as they're not crazy.
We call it the focus group.
Yeah. All right, let's keep this rolling. Now that shoot. Gosh darn it. Now that we have
competition
audio.
isn't everything, but it is something. I think this is going to go, the next 2 points are going to help a lot. It doesn't matter if you're the best shooter in your local area or the worst shooter. Go to a competition, sign up.
All right, let's see. So for those of you who don't know, the last competition I shot, I won, but that was like 5 years ago. Shoot more competitions. That's a fine thing. And again, this year, I'm not actually going to say that. It's kind of a joke. This year, my plan is to shoot about 25 competitions, USPSA for the most part, maybe throw in something else in there as well. There's 12 local to me, and then I have on the next Thursday, I have a match down in Nebraska that I got to drive like 4 hours to because of where I live in South Dakota. So I'll be driving 4 hours one way per week to go to a match for like an hour and a half. So complete waste of time for me, but I'll do it just to prove a point. All right.
Do it.
And do some matches. It'll encourage guys that consume the content. It will encourage them to go out and compete themselves. And it will also make you a better shooter and make you learn more things and give you some stress inoculation. You'd made comments recently that attending one course shows you what you've been doing wrong for years on the flat range by yourself. So go compete. Encourage your audience to compete and go compete. Turn the camera on. If you have a bad run, a bad stage, still upload that footage, right? Don't shy away from competition.
Yeah, and again, that's something I'm already going to be doing this year. My goal is, again, 20 to 25 competitions. And I think that's going to be doable for this year, and we'll see how we shake out. I kind of want to just get like some ridiculous ranking if I can squeeze it out and then never shoot a competition again, which would be really funny to be like, oh yeah, I'm a master or whatever I get, and then just never shoot another competition.
Or you could, use an incorrect gun and then just claim it.
I could also cheat. Yes, this is also true. I could also cheat. That would be fun. That surely will not blow up in my face later.
Earn some pedigree. There it is. There's the pedigree phrase. Now, I'm going to actually break that down, though. Attend more courses. It's okay to attend courses to get outside your comfort zone. I know you've done this recently with an X-ray Alpha Ben Steger class. I would like to see you attend more courses. You don't have to be a Navy SEAL or a Green Beret or be in the Army for over a decade to have an opinion. However, attending some classes, whether it be rifle and handgun classes, attending some, any class, literally any class, and sharing your experiences is going to help build a little bit of trust and build some quote unquote pedigree. Like I said.
Yeah, and again, that's something else that I think is a good point, to actually go out there and do more classes. So I think is that 4 or is that 3A in terms of his points?
I think that's 4.
Take more classes? I think that's fair, because again, I've only taken, in my entire life, I've only taken 2 shooting classes. One of them was like a level 1 class, and then one with Matt Pranka and Ben Steger, which was very fun. And I think that was helpful, but that was a very high level class. I don't think I would get anything out of like your generic pistol or rifle ones where it's like, okay guys, like here's how you hold your rifle, and it's like, could you just shoot me instead? Like, I feel like that would be a better use of my time.
Yeah, I did basically it was 2 separate classes, but it was put together kind of as one. It was a morning class and then an evening class. And the entire morning was just dog shit, just going over stuff in the classroom and blue
Yeah.
guns and
I mean,
now the
there's
simulator.
a place.
We
There's
did get
a
to play
place
with the
for
simulator. That was fun.
that's kind of fun. There is a place for remedial classes or like super basic level classes, but like for most people, it's just a waste of time. Like if you can shoot, if you're even halfway competent, like let's get out there and actually work on things, right?
Yeah.
All right, Nick for $2 says, "What happened with Micah and Carl?" Quick rundown. Micah made a very tame joke about stopping school shooters who happen to be trans, and Carl Casarda took very great offense to that medium edgy joke. Not a very edgy joke, but like mildly edgy. Like I had a little edge on it. Might cut you, right? Little bit of edge on that joke. Carl blew up about it. Reddit blew up about it. And then Micah Mayfield eventually like bends the knee and apologizes for it. So in my opinion, cringe all the way around. It was a funny joke. Jokes are legal. You're good, homie.
I got nothing on that one. I don't know why he apologized. Yeah, I'll just leave it at that.
Retarded people for $1.99. They're back. We have an excuse. What's his?
Mine? I'm from Florida.
Yeah, Florida is a good excuse.
That's my excuse. It's
Charles Reeves, right, among other things. Charles Reeves for $20 says, "The fact that you do pin and welds for free speaks loudly about what kind of person you are." That's what I was going off of. Well, that is very kind of you. However, bad timing to send that $20, which again, I greatly appreciate your support in that regard, sir. But I actually just canceled the $20 pin and welds because I no longer have enough time to actually do that. So I raised the price to $50, which should hopefully, the theory there is not to make a ton of money, but just to slow it down to where I'm not quite so busy with it. So I did have to get rid of that because I have simply run out of time with how busy I am with everybody else's work and, running 3 jobs on top of it. So that is actually updated for 2025. I did hundreds and hundreds of pin and welds for basically no money or losing money.
Losing.
I can
confirm for a fact. It was 40 something, $43 or $45 to ship the upper, and I didn't realize it. And you sent it back priority with extra insurance, and yeah, I felt bad about that. So.
It's all right. So, anyways, I lost money for many years on that project, which was fine. I'm very glad to do that for everybody, but I just can't lose money, and I literally don't have the time. I don't have the time to do it anymore. If I did, I'd like to bring that back someday, but for now, $50 is the price.
I think 50 is more than fair.
I mean, retarded people came in for $4.99, and they think that that's a Walther PPK that he's running that course with, using his tiny hands. Retarded people have got some jokes, man. For being so dumb, you're pretty funny. Grits taste good for $5 says, "I just joined, so $5 for that epic intro music. Thank you, Gandalf." Dude, David, the humble marksman, he texted me the morning after that. He was like, "I just want to let you know that you're a beacon to the community." And I was like, "Please never talk to me again." And he's like, yeah. That's why I'm doing it. So yeah, that's very, very strange start to the video. Andrew Pashon for $9.99 says, "Your reviews work because you don't make them unnecessarily long. There are very few pieces of gear worth a 20-minute review. Keep doing what you were doing, man." Well, thank you very much. I appreciate it, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, about 12 to 15 minutes.
Yeah, that's what I try personally. GM in a year? Question mark. Well, probably not. Like realistically, no. Because I know other shooters that I'm like as good of or better, and I know where they play. So I think that's unreasonable, but we'll see how high I can make it. I'm working hard at it, though. I'm working very hard. Tuss the Third for $1.99 says, "Tiny gold bracelets also build pedigree." Probably, lots of. I think Trench has said this though. He's into like watches and jewelry and other things on top of just guns or V6 Mustangs. Andrew Pashon says, "My dog literally has more pedigree than Trench." Ouch. An axe to grind for 199 says, accept your trans overlords. You will apologize. Not me, but, certain other YouTubers did. Not me, though. All right. Well, actually, somebody talking about Grandmaster, now that they updated the qualification rules, that's going to be very difficult. I think you're going to see a lot of people fall down because of that.
Will it though? I mean, can't you just shoot in the women's league and identify as a woman?
Ooh, dude. I need to post that meme to Bennett Steger, your new 2025 USPSA Women's Champion. I need to post that. But yeah, that'll be a different topic.
Probably one of the less important things on the list, but it will help, I believe, your audience build more trust, and it will show you putting your name in the game rather than just hiding behind the camera during a live stream. So go out there, get dirty, earn some pedigree, and I think you'll be more thankful that you got out there and showed yourself out.
I do want to talk about this for a second. This is always fun, right? Where people are like, you're hiding behind a camera, or they'll there's levels to it, right? So they'll start off, it's like you're the anonymous troll with just a random anime profile picture and you're talking crap in the comments, right? And then it's like, well, you won't talk to me live, right? And it's like, well, no, I'll do that. I'll show my face. And then like I go the extra step, like I go and meet these people in person, like Garantham, Matt Pranka, Ahmad of Lead and Steel, who tried to sue me. That bitch. But I'll go meet these people in person. That's the way I like to do it. And we'll have a conversation face to face.
Face to chest.
Yeah. Well, most people, surprisingly, all these people actually aren't taller than me, which is quite funny. And I'm not a tall person. And somehow I am eye to eye with these guys. So
outside of your comfort zone. And just saying, hey, I attended this course isn't enough. We need to see footage. We need to see you out there. Right. Yeah, that's what I'd like to see. Go out there, earn the coveted pedigree, become pedigree. I know it's not as important, but it is something. Last thing I know, this is just something that I've noticed. Some of your review videos are super educational, informative, right? But it seems like you're rushing through them. You'll drop a ton of statistics, and
Well, maybe we'll just let his point play about my reviews, because I'll talk about my reviews at the end.
You'll drop how many ounces something weighs, what the battery life is, what all the parameters are, and then you'll move on super quick. I would say slow down and talk about why certain things are more important. Expand. Make a 10-minute video a 25-minute video. Connect to the audience more. You already do this okay with dropping jokes here and there regarding current trends in the industry, current trends in the community, right? But slow down during some of your reviews, get in front of the camera. Don't just use all B-roll. I know it's easy for me to say because, like I said, I'm using B-roll right now, but get in front of the camera in your kit and talk to people. Even if it's out in the field, in the mountains, and you just take 50.
So my reviews are exactly as long as they need to be. Like when I run out of things to talk about that I find are important, I stop. That's it. Now, some people enjoy the more content side of things, you could say, where like Nut and Fancy will talk about something for 12 minutes of a 25-minute video, right? Some people enjoy that. They enjoy the monologue, the ramblings and whatnot. But like, even with this video of trench grades, like he takes 10 minutes to get to the first like major point of his video, right? That is not something that I would do. Usually I might have like a hook phrase in the first like 30 seconds, or I'll do like a quick 60-second intro just so you can like see how the thing performs and then we talk about it. But yeah, overly long videos are usually a waste of time.
Yeah, I had to watch this on 1.75 just to be able to get through it, and it was rough. It was rough even with that. And after I sat down and made my list of things that I wanted to touch on, I was like, well, we'll do it on a video, do it on a live stream. We'll do it live.
15 minutes to discuss why maybe the ACOG is the best optic in the world, right? Or whatever thing is that you're reviewing. Just my 2 cents. Getting in front of the camera will make you more personable, and I'll show you out in a field environment, not just you with some B-roll here and there as you discuss it, back at the office. Okay, it doesn't have to be every video, but I would say that would help with some viewer retention along the way.
I think it hurts viewer retention because like you can see where people click off in your videos, right? And so I think if I made a video longer just for the sake of being longer, as soon as people had gotten what they wanted out of the video, they leave, whether that's at the 6-minute mark or the 12-minute mark, whatever it happens to be. So if you actually make your videos longer, you'll actually have a lower percentage of actually watched video, which is the actual important factor. It's not just having long videos, but it's the percentage of the video that they watch. And mine is pretty high because I trim out basically all the stuff. So
for some of your bigger product reviews. Okay. Like I said, everything I discussed today is just my thoughts, honest thoughts and opinions. Focus Trip is a friend of mine, so this isn't me hating on him in any form or fashion.
oh, Doug, ouch. Doug, ouch.
He gave me a lot of constructive criticism for my channel, and this is me giving it to him as well.
And again, I think all of this is fair. Like Trench saying that he wants to see me do longer form videos and compete and ruck and do that sort of thing. Like that's all fair, all fine. It's not important to me in the way that I run my channel, but to other people, that is a perfectly fine opinion to have. So, not my thing, but yeah.
As you guys and giving you my thoughts on his channel. I think his channel can be the light in the darkness for
No, not again. No. I review stuff and I talk about things that I find important.
you my thoughts on his channel. I think his channel can be the light in the darkness for to keep the FUDs away and keep the trainers, in and bring in all the quote unquote Minutemen, prepared citizens that are actually out there training. Can bring them in closer and keep the FUDs away, make some steady changes. Overall, I do feel the channel as it sits right now is a positive in the community, but it can easily be ruined by having the wrong guest on. You know who I'm talking about, dropping the wrong words and not correcting it, or at least telling them, do you really think that was the right thing to do? Right. Having a backbone is something. And sometimes I think there's a time and place for it, and everyone should stand up for what they believe in. But leaving that where it is, overall, channel is a good spot.
Let's touch on that a little bit.
These are some
Touch all over it, sir.
Let's have a backbone, and let's actually stand up and let people say whatever they want to say, and let the chips fall where they may for once, instead of censoring people and stepping all over people and not letting them put themselves in their own position however they want to do.
Well, I think Skullworth kind of did point it out. He was a little upset about Windex.
Well, he wasn't. His Nighthawk, his lady friend.
Well, he was also upset by it too. But yeah, it affected her more than him. Yeah.
And I pointed that out, and I did leave a comment. I said we got a whole 2 complaints out of it, and they were both suburban white women and you. But I repeat myself, I'm being redundant.
Hey, that's mean, sir.
He didn't like it. He replied back, I don't talk to shadows. I said, you don't do research either. So it was a good time.
Ouch. Something else that somebody pointed out was the how does rucking like translate to shooting? Like it doesn't, right? So one of the most retarded arguments I had heard recently was somebody complaining that Ben Stager didn't do rifle competitions or like USPSA matches anymore. Like, how can you talk about training and shooting when you don't even shoot competitions? Like, it's such a retarded argument. I was like, he's literally like the greatest shooter of all time, almost.
He's too busy shooting RPGs.
Well, it's like Eddie, he runs around the entire world training, right? And it's like what a retarded argument. You don't shoot USPSA, your local USPSA match, so therefore I'm not going to take you seriously. It's like, okay, whatever, go away. I don't care. All right, this is about it for this video.
The only competitions or matches that I shoot are ones that are for charity.
Nice.
That's it.
Major or minor things that I would encourage you to do along the way. Guys, if you aren't subscribed to the Focus Trip channel, at least go over there and check him out. If you enjoy his content, then subscribe. No, he's not just a guy in a live stream. However, I think these things will help out that live stream and maybe help out some of the content along the way. Thanks for being here, guys. Do all the things, the YouTube things, like, comment, all the stuff you already know. If you want to support monetarily, become a member of the Patreon, or you can support directly with the link below for the ammo fund for the burn downs. Thanks for being here. And until next time, it's going to be Trench Grenade, the average Focus Trip channel supporter that your mom said that we have at home, signing out. Cheers. Wolverine.
Cheers. All right, so that was that video. Just some pointers on the Focus Trip channel, which you guys are currently watching. Fantastic video. I mean, it was fine, honestly. It's like it's kind of strange to do it in a video format. I guess it's fine for content wise, but he also could have just summed it up in a text to me. But I'm not upset by it. It's just some of the points were a little strange, and some of the wording about my channel are funny, I suppose. And it's also a good way to talk about my own mentality when doing reviews and whatnot. So I thought that would be a fun one to go over. Now,
I thought it was
recently
fun.
on the Trench Grenade channel, he has a huge update video. Emergency community council meeting, audience mandatory. And that's because the drama is over. Friendship ended with drama.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Trench Grenade channel. I am your host, the average shaky cam enjoyer that your mom said that we have at home. Thanks for watching. Guys, the purpose of today's video is I'm going to outline the future of the Trench Grenade channel for you. It's been brought to my attention that you guys are sick of the drama and all you want to see is rifle marksmanship, battle drills, tactics, you name it, right? So that is all this channel is going to be covering in the future. Over the next 3 months, you are going to be seeing a ton of content. I'm going to be filming it all today after work, and you will be seeing video after video of tactics content, battle drill content, which is the same thing, land navigation, camouflaging yourself and your equipment, how to actually utilize your rifle, how to actually utilize your handgun. I'll be filming it all here today, editing up, and you will see a ton of content. My commitment to you guys is to minimize the drama. I have heard you. You guys don't want to see any drama anymore on the channel.
So basically, after getting a little bit roasted in a few videos, Trench has decided to back away from the drama-esque content, if you will, and focus more on what made his channel quote unquote popular to begin with, right? So like basic infantry stuff, Minuteman stuff, battle drills, rifle basics, all of the stuff that he basically teaches as a drill instructor, right? So that is what his channel is going back to. It is essentially back to basics. Now, his community has taken very, very positively to this, which is a good thing to see. Like when his entire audience was basically against the switch to more call outs and to, quote unquote, drama focused content. But you can see that his content his community, has taken it incredibly positive. The whiteboard videos are the whole reason I subscribed. I'm here for the new direction of the channel. Look at this guy rising to the occasion. This guy saying he resubscribed. This guy's risky getting on for an episode. This guy saying that's pretty stand up, brother. Blah, blah, blah. Happy to see this change. Missed the whiteboard videos. Awesome correction, man.
But the growth itself only came after he got completely roasted in the comments on the other video. People saying that he needs to get his own house in order before he starts talking about everybody else.
He absolutely did get roasted in other videos. So if I can pull this up real fast. Valhalla VFT. This video, I think, instigated a lot of the change. Let me share this tab. Let's see, which one is it? This one right here. Yeah, so this one is on Trench Grenade, and you can see it sitting at 210,000 views on it. So Trench lost like hundreds and hundreds of subscribers like in a couple hours after this video went off. So after he kind of got bullied into it, he's back to basics on it, which I think is fine. And I think that's what people need more of, is like the more generic knowledge transfers, if you will. Versus just like whatever you want to call it, gun slop, drama, whatever your favorite term for it is. I just call it having fun.
Yeah, that's what I'm here for. I'm here for the fun. I'm here for the lulz. In case anybody couldn't tell, a few people thought that I was a little salty, a little butthurt. I was, the only thing that got me was him being upset about my camera. It's like, why does that detract anything from what I have to say? That being said, everything else I thought was funny because, like, his criticisms were we're not doing things when we're actually doing things. So It just, I knew it was all a joke. Oh, Hop streaming?
Hop and Brass Facts, along with Boondock Ballistician, are currently streaming. So everybody should head over there as soon as this is over. But we have just a couple things to go over first. Hayden Harvey for $4.99 says, please review a SIG Tango 2-12. No one else has a review on it. Also have Rebels Raiders on soon, please. Rebels Raiders. Richard, write that down. Write that down. Write that down. Tusk the Third for $1.99 said Trent should hide his double chin from the camera. Ouch, that's rough. Andrew Vachon for $4.99 says his audience sends in thousands in gear. That's trust. Yes. I have been given a infinite more amount of value from my own audience than I ever could from a company. Like, we're talking like $30,000-$40,000 worth of gear that's been sent to me for free to test out, right? So I don't need to work with companies. I don't want to work with companies. Like, go away. I would much rather consort with my own audience.
I still want to be able to buy some of the PSA stuff that's coming out just to test it and see how it runs. And I'm concerned that if I show my face on here, I might end up being added to the Focus Trip blacklist.
Right. Josh for $5 says, including Richard, all caps. I don't know what that means, but
that was the beginning of Trench Grenades thing. Everybody needs to have their camera on, including Richard.
Nick for $5 says, don't listen to this nerd. The whole Minuteman thing is a bunch of terminally online cringe lords. It's played out. I don't hate the Minuteman mindset. Just like, it's an idea of just being ready to do something, right? You need to be physically capable. You need to be mentally capable, and you need to like have a basic amount of gear, right? That's the Minuteman mindset, right? It's not like, oh, something is going to kick off tomorrow and I got to be ready at all times. It's like, just you should be physically fit to a certain level. Not saying you need to be shredded. You don't need to be on test and trend. You should have a certain amount of gear. You don't need a $10,000 AR setup, and you should be mentally capable of doing whatever you need to do. Right? That's pretty normal standards for just living. Right? That's what you should be as a normal man, not just as like some strange Minuteman concept. Tusk the Third again for $1.99 says, is Adderall now standard issue in the Army? Well, no, it is when I put it on 1.25 speed, though. That was in turbo mode to get through that. All right, Richard. Well, Hop is streaming over us, so we are going to send everybody over there. But before we go, what's good with you and what do we got coming up?
I just want everybody to go over to Focus Clips, subscribe, watch the videos. I'll be clipping this into some shorts and stuff. So
there you go.
And I do have plans to eventually upload some original content over there and hopefully have some into the weeds discussions on a few things over there with a couple of our guests. So go check it out.
Fantastic. All right. We got some more stuff coming up soon, but thank you so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed. I will see you in the next one. God bless.
Welcome to the new crusade.